the Homestead Miami Speedway. From a racetrack that was completely flat to now computer generated into high bank oval. Well, third race of the year. So let's go. These cars are getting ready, and I want to see some action at this track.
The cars are gridded, the drivers are ready, and the fans are excited for the command. Let's go trackside.
Race fans, it's time for the most famous words in motorsports. Here to give the command, please welcome your Grand Marshal, winner of 50 Sprint Cup races, charter member of the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Please welcome your Grand Marshal, the last American hero, Mr. Junior Johnson.
Drivers, start your engine!
Okay, Ben, keep fired up when you're ready, bud. Take it fired up. Bring it up. Really? Okay, yeah, that's basically 9 away right there.
Your pole winner for this weekend is going to be Denny Hamlin in a FedEx Camry. Next to him is going to be Christopher Bell in the number DeWalt 20. Next in line, Hinx Bond in the number 3, excuse me. Next in line is going to be Kevin Harvick in the number 4 Mobile Mustang. Last year's champion is going to start next in line. Michael McDowell starts right beside him. Next in line is going to be Ross Chastain. And Mr. Pierce starts in the next spot. Brad Keselowski in your discount tire alongside Cole Custer. Those are your top 10 cars for this week. So we got Denny Hamlin, who looks like, what, he's 4th or 5th in the championship. We're going to see if he can take the top spot away from Kyle Larson and Hinx Bond. And Joey Logano looks like he's got a good, strong start after the second race. But we're going to see how this is all going to play out, because the entire race is going to change. So let's go down to the track and let's watch these cars fly. All right, here we go, guys. Boogity, 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 boys, let's go racing. Looks like everybody out's got a good clean start, but Denny Hamlin is charging the pack down 1 and 2. He's got a great start, so he's just going to take off, leaving everybody behind. As they head down the backstretch, it looks like Hinx Bond lost some track there and gave up the 3rd spot to Kevin Harvick. As they come down, Denny Hamlin's going to lead the first 5 bonus points. That's going to do him some good on the championship standings, as they lead down themselves to 2. He's going to have to worry about Kevin Harvick, who had the strongest car in practice. It's amazing how this track has changed over the years. Went from a flat surface to now high banks. Kind of like a perfect oval, I'd say. Something you would see on TV, or criticism would say that, they go around in circles. This would be a perfect example of it. They go around in circles. Denny Hamlin is going to lose the sponsor next year of FedEx. Or it might be in next year's adventure of NASCAR 25. We shall see in the new advanced update for our sport, as Kevin Harvick is going to take away the 2nd position from Christopher Bell. Another bonus points there for Denny Hamlin. as they come down 1 and 2. Look how strong Denny Hamlin has been so far. Now, over the weekend, we saw him do pretty well at Daytona last weekend, and we saw him also last weekend at the road course, the 2-splitter departure. As they come down, another bonus points for him. So far, dominating the race. That will change if Kevin Harvick does get the pass on Christopher Bell. And if he does, he's going to be left in the dust, because he's bringing along Hinx Bond in the number 3 Bass Pro machine. The strike is not too terribly big. Now, this was a flatter surface. The drivers would have a little bit longer to go around on this racetrack. Homestead, Miami was the perfect race at the end of the year. Oh, look at Hinx Bond, got a good push start there. Wow, he got a major push. He's good. Oh, and 1 and 2, and he got a push from Denny Hamlin. Wow, he was massively strong in 1 and 2. And he was strong. And he's going to try that again here up in 3 and 4. So from 2002 to 2018, Homestead Miami Speedway was the last race of the year. And then we crowned ourselves a champion. And now it's held at the beginning of the year, which I think is kind of fitting. Almost 3 wide in 2, or excuse me, in 4. 3 and 4. Like I said, he does not stand a chance by the time Harvick and Hinx Bond. Wow, look how strong he is in that turn. By the time those two caught up with Denny, he didn't stand a chance. And now Bond took the spot. I cannot speak today. He took the spot away from Denny. And now they're going to battle it out here in 3 and 4. Now the drivers will have to pit at least 1 time during this race. Or at least try to hold out long enough to make it to the end. I don't think anybody's going to make it to the end. But stranger things, has happened. And here at Homestead, I've seen multiple things like that go down. And a narrow entrance to pit road, it also doesn't help, because drivers can hit those barriers. So you cannot make any mistakes here at this little miler racetrack. As Hinx Bond just barrels into that turn 1. As they head down the backstretch, he's going to try the high lane and see if he can get past Kevin Harvick. And he's going to give him a push. He's going to give him... Nope, he's not going to be able to get him that time. A lot can happen in 1 lap here at Homestead. We've seen Bobby Labonte came close so many times to winning this. We've seen Tony Stewart winning the championship. We've seen Jimmy Johnson, Joey Logano. We've seen a lot of people have their stories become absolute amazing memories. And now we're not going to crown a champion, we're going to crown a winner. As Hinx and Kevin Harvick duel it out down the back stretch, changing lead spots. Oh, Kevin Harvick's looking on the bottom. He's going to try it again. As they head down the back front stretch, Kevin Harvick takes the spot away once again. Now the banked oval is 20 degrees. Now let's see you try to walk up those 20 degrees of banking. As the three went way to the bottom. I gave him enough speed to get past Kevin Harvick, but that ain't gonna work for him. He's still got that speed going. Kevin Harvick loses the lead spot finally to Hinx as they come down 1 and 2. Your Daytona 500 winner. A car that wasn't fast enough in practice is sure enough fast during the race, surprisingly. As Kevin Harvick takes the second spot, and show Bond, hey, I'm still here, and I'm still going to pass you. As they come down 1 and 2 to 3 and 4. The first inaugural race for the Xfinity Series here was the Jiffy Lube Miami 300, and that was the 5th of 95. Which I'm a little surprised because I think it was Atlanta was the last race they did for the final year, and it was in 2001, I think. So I don't think they started racing here until 2002. So much, so little. Or maybe it was 2001. I don't know. It was a long. It did break ground in August of 2024 of 93. And it didn't officially open until November 3rd of 95. So, a lot of history for such a short time. Kevin Harvick holds strong with the second place. He's looking to get the first place back from Hinx Bond as they go down turn 3 and 4. And he's got a big old push there in 3. Maybe he can finally get the spot back. And before long, they will have to come down pit road. Will he get a chance to pass him? Coming in 2 and 1. And it's a good pass. Clean pass. But Bond's not going to let that happen. He's going to keep going and try to take the spot back. Two fastest cars right now, breaking the track record. And he's going to give Hinx is going to give Harvick that nice little rubbins racing. Side by side to the line. Both looking for a win here at Homestead. As Denny Hamlin stays close behind. The one I'm looking at right now is going to be Kyle Busch. Surprisingly, he made his way to the front. The laps are counting down. And Hinx Bond's going to remind Kevin Harvick that he's still there and waiting for that lead to be taken back. As they head down the back stretch. They keep battling like that. Denny Hamlin's going to come back and take the spot. Nope, they're going to keep dueling it out and rubbing against each other. Surprisingly, Denny Hamlin hasn't had much of a push to get up there with the two and start battling with them for the top spot. As they head down 3 and 4. And it feels like almost every lap has been a lead change. But it's only between these two. Back and forth, changing spots. In 2015, Kevin Harvick led over 2,294 laps for the entirety of that year, which he dominated that year, I would say. That's a lot of laps to lead, especially in the Cup Series. And I'm assuming the only time that he had the most wins ever was in 2020 for 9 victories in that year. When he first started, he had 2 wins and he only led maybe 374 laps out of that whole year, which is not bad for your first start of the year. I could only imagine doing something like, 1,000, but like 374 isn't that bad. He had cannot speak. The highest starts he had in a single year was 37, because that started in 2022 and 2023. And 2023 was his last year. But since this game is a little bit behind, it'll be alright for now. We'll give him another year. How about that? Hinx Bond loses the lead to Kevin Harvick. Well, it looks like he's going to gain it back. And they're just going to keep fighting it out until someone either gives up or gets tired. And that ain't look like it's going to be happening for a long while. Because they're just dueling it out back and forth. Which I'm pretty impressed how those two have kept so strong during this race. Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson have just been kind of just sitting there, kind of just chilling, watching these two duel it out. Probably because they don't want to get in part of this, and they don't want to wreck their cars this early in the race. Well, this halfway through the race. As the laps wind down, as soon and eventually they will have to come down pit road. And like I said earlier, they might end up having to pit. And if they do, they can't be, pitting right there towards the end of the race, because then you'll just give up your chances. And we've seen drivers do that last minute. As we watch Hinx bond. Kevin Harvick takes your top spot. Hinx bond tries to lay back for a few laps. But Kevin Harvick in the number 4 started in 2001. Retired in 2023. As he continues to again battle with the number 3 of Hinx Bond. And the craziest thing is 2019 and 2014, he had the most times in his career to be getting the poles and starting first, which I think the lowest he's ever had, I think, was only is 0 in quite a few years, and he had a couple of droughts. But you don't really have to be number 1 to start the race. You can be any position, and Dale Earnhardt has done that multiple times. You could be in 20th and still come up to win the race in 5 laps. Just a little history note there. Once they come down the back straightaway, looks like Kevin Harvick's going to take a break to see if Hinx Bond will come down pit road. Because here in just a few laps, they're going to have to come down pit road. They are saying that the number 3 is getting a little bit harder to turn in 1 and 2. They say that the car feels like it's going to raise up in the groove and go into the high groove. Let's see if he does this time. Yeah, it looks a little bit tight. The single amount of year of wins for the number 3. The highest amount of races to win was, I assume it was 10 in 2020 of wins. The highest is 10 poles in 2014. The average finish for him is at least in the top 5, at least 4th. That's more than Kevin Harvick, as they're fixing to catch up on lap traffic. He's starting to drift up just a little bit higher each lap, knowing that each lap that you go on these tires, the harder it's going to be, the more grip you're going to have. And with some drivers, they can either get looser or they get tighter. And it looks like he's just fighting that car at this point. And with it being an oval, it's going to be at least a little bit harder. At least it's not like Darlington, where you have to race against the wall and keep, using the Lady in Black's paint and your car's paint together. As Hinx Bonds get the points that Denny Hamlin so badly needed. But if he can come back and win, or anybody in the top 5 can get at least a win, they'll at least give them a guaranteed spot. In the points. We're catching up on live traffic, and we're fixing to come down pit road any moment. Here at Homestead, Miami. As we look on the number 3, slowly, very gracefully, pulling away from the number 2. Number 2. I can't even speak. The number 4. I don't know why I'm thinking of him as number 2. Number 2. Alright. Well, Hinx Bond leads the top spot with Kevin Harvick, Kyle Larson, and Kyle Busch as your top 4 drivers. So let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come right on back.
Okay, what do we think about the commercials?
Personally, I like the one with the chip.
Insightful.
I think they all had chips.
Did you find any of these ads cheesy?
Very cheesy.
Very cheesy.
Very cheesy.
You've been in a lot of commercials. What do you think about these?
I mean, I felt like the acting was great, honestly. And as an actor, like you said, I feel like I'm a really good evaluator of talent.
Oh.
I like that it was cinematic, but it was real.
Cinematic.
You're right.
Okay, what else?
I kind of wish Patrick was in one.
Like
Me too.
It's kind of weird to see a commercial without Patrick in it, right?
That's rare, yeah.
Definitely.
How about you, sir? You've been quiet. Left speechless.
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 Coming down pit road, Hinx Bond has given up the lead to Kevin Harvick. As the laps finally wind down. As he comes down to get 4 tires and fuel. Get that tear off. He looks like he's been beaten on Kevin Harvick's car pretty well. Enough for that hood to come off. It looks like a decent spot. Decent pit stop. Decent. Very nice. Now let's see if Kevin Harvick can make it just long enough. Just long enough for him to win the race. I don't think he's got enough, but we should see. As he battled really strong with Hinx earlier. But with that being said, look at all these cars. Lapping down the traffic one car at a time. Not really going to push it. As Kyle Busch is not too far from behind. As he passes right now with Denny Hamlin. Preston Brendan Gaughan was doing pretty well this year. Not great, but, you know, decent enough this year. Did well. Did an okay race at the Daytona road course, which I don't even like the road course. We're not going to get into that today. Another lap taken down. Kyle Busch got a little bit of lap traffic. If he's going to take the spot away from Kevin Harvick, he's going to have to start pushing it. Because before long, this race will be over, and it's not many laps left. As it comes down 3 and 4. Now Kevin Harvick would be the one that I would like to see win today. Another win for the 2025 year. Because he won pretty well in the duels. And look at the 24. Last year's Daytona 500 winner. William Byron. Has been just riding and chilling all day. Not really excessive on his making of moves. Lost a couple of positions. Gained a couple of positions back. Maybe he'll be secret enough to come back and try again for the championship. Definitely would love to see that go down. Kyle Busch is getting a little bit closer. That they finally told him, hey, you got like 6 or 7 laps left to go, bro. About time to start making some moves. And I would not be surprised if I see it. And since he's leading all these laps, he's going to get some points in. Maybe he'll finally be able to move up from where he was in the championship points so far this year. A little early to start worrying about it, but some drivers like to worry about it right off the bat, so when the end of the year comes, they're already prepared and get that guaranteed spot. Kevin Harvick's not going to get up with that lap traffic. Maybe he'll get backed up just long enough for Kyle Busch to at least catch up. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think he's going to keep getting away. And if he stays out, he'll have this race in the bag. Another lap. 5 laps left to go. Can't give up now. Can't go in now. But let the car coast on around. With 5 laps left to go. And see, this would be a good opportunity to let those lapped cars just hold back Kyle Busch. With 4 laps to go. If he could just hold them off just a little bit longer with those lapped cars. As Kyle Busch takes the high lane. A little bit out of the groove. But it's not going to be nearly enough as the laps are going down and he's not going to have a chance. Three laps left to go. Oh, Kevin Harvick might have a little competition because Kyle Busch is gaining quick. Car lengths are coming down. He's got 1 car between him and Kyle Busch. Now Kevin Harvick can't let out. He can't back out of this. And is he coming up pit road? And he gives up the lead for Kyle Busch with 2 laps left to go. What a change in events. With 63 Cup wins, coming down the last lap. Next year going into Rich Childress. And the number 8. That's going to show these M&M sponsor, hey, you give up on me, I'm going somewhere different. And he's going to win at Homestead. Kyle Busch wins. And bringing home the victory for the 3rd race of the season. In a minute, we'll just show you the end race results. As the drivers make their way down pit road. For the finish race at Homestead. Let's go pull up those results, shall we? Alright. Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, Mark Truex, Hinx, Christopher Bell, Eric Almirola, Chris Buescher, Suarez, and Kurt Busch, Bob Chastain. And Stenhouse round out your top 12 of drivers. That's our 3rd race of the year. So no, we'll see you next weekend. We watched Kyle Busch celebrate his first win of the year. Thank you for watching here on YouTube.